Honest to God, if you're like me, you're going to get annoyed by this movie because Jackie Kennedy smokes a lot. So if you're anything like me, you're going to want to smoke immediately after this film. Jackie is directed by Pablo Larraín, written by Noah Oppenheim, and it stars Natalie Portman, Billy Crudup, and Peter Sarsgaard, and this tells the story immediately after Jackie Kennedy has been widowed, and this tells the struggles she had about faith, about consoling her children, about grief, about setting her husband's legacy, and this happens while she's having flashbacks during an interview with Billy Crudup. This movie is a tour de force for Natalie Portman. She is incredible in this film. This is one of the best performances, not only of 2016, because this is a 2016 movie, but also of her career. It really now is a competition between Black Swan and Jackie. She is so great. This woman shows her vulnerability at the same time she shows her strength. And this is a very delicate balance to achieve. Natalie Portman gave great work in this. She understands this character very well. And of course, she is helped by the director a lot. While she is emotionally devoid for most of this movie, there are a couple of scenes that hint you at what she's really doing, and this is the image that she's going to show the people, to show that she's keeping her cool during these hard times. There are very different scenes that show you very different states of mind and psyche states of Jackie Kennedy. There are a couple of scenes where she's talking with a priest about faith and about her husband. And this priest is played by John Hurt, who I was shocked to see in this film because I only recognized him through the voice. I didn't recognize him through his face because the guy looks old. These scenes are what emotionally connects an audience to the character of Jackie Kennedy and what truly shows the colors of this film. I can't say this is a character study per se, but I can say that it studies the character and what the character is going through in such hard times. Jackie Kennedy moves through this film in emotional states that are so very different from each other, and it shows the range of Natalie Portman. I think both Peter Sarsgaard and Billy Crudup were very good in this film. Peter Sarsgaard being very subtle from what you're used to seeing from him, but the real star besides Natalie Portman is the set designer, or the set designers. The sets look incredible. The costumes look incredible. This is one of those movies that best transports you to the time period that it is set in. This movie transports you to the 60s in an unbelievable, well done manner. You are so captured into the feel and the mood of the 60s that it really helps the story flow, and it really helps how the director composes the shots in this film, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. I talk about this all the time, but I love when a movie set in a certain time period transports you to that time period, and this movie does it in one of the best ways I've seen. From the White House, to the interview rooms, to the inside of vehicles, everything is so 60s, and there are a lot of times where characters are watching interviews or giving interviews, and the movie very subtly uses archive footage to display certain events happening, and it also mixes with real footage from the film. The cameras they use in this film are very well selected. There are so many things done well in the editing department of this movie in terms of mixing footage that I was astounded whenever it happened. Let's talk about the directing. This is a very documentary style way of directing. The shots are centered, there's not a lot going on in either side of the frame. In fact, at most times there isn't anything going on either side of the frame. The colors are very put together and they don't move at all. The camera doesn't move much besides a couple of scenes that you can point out, that you can count on one hand. And it's very still. The director doesn't have much visual flair. That's not necessarily bad, but it also doesn't allow him to stand out. You can see that this guy can direct a movie. You can see that this guy can set a scene up. You can see that this guy works very well with actors. He works with tripods a lot. He works with cranes a lot and just sits the camera pointing at the characters and resuming a scene. From scene to scene, you are very much transported into what the characters are doing and what they are going through emotionally. But then there are a couple of other scenes, just one or two, where he chose to handheld the camera to go up and close to the characters. I like both those styles. I like the documentary style, and I like this style of the handheld very close with the characters. But they just don't mix well, and they tell you very different messages. They are very contrasting styles that don't work, at least in this film. This is a very sensible director. He knows how to direct. This is not a badly directed movie before anyone says that I said that this was a badly directed movie in the comments. It's not badly directed. It just doesn't have much flair to it, doesn't allow the directors to stand out, and I want him to stand out. I want the best for this guy, because he clearly knows how to work, and I think he contrasted two styles that do not mix very well. This man films a documentary in fiction. That can be a pro for many people, that may be a con for many people. For me, it's not either one. For me, he directs this movie well, but he doesn't stand out as a director. That the editing department did a very good job in mixing edited footage with archive footage. However, there are a couple of scenes where the editing goes awry. What I mean by that is that there are some scenes where the cuts are really quick and fast and don't really fit the tone or the mood of the scene. There are a couple of scenes where the editing styles kind of diverge from the rest of the film. I really enjoy what they did with the world building in this movie. From the transition from Kennedy to Lyndon B. Johnson, this world is in a very awkward state right now. People are very fearful and scared that another attack might happen, there are going to be another shooting or something, and the movie sets that up very well. But through Jackie, you apparently find yourself in a very peaceful state. And then, as the story starts to unfold, you find that the world and Jackie find themselves in the same place. But in that the world is showing how afraid it is, Jackie is choosing not to for the sake of her husband. Then you start to see some more motivation from her, and the parallels start to emerge. That is one of the best aspects of this film, if not the best in my opinion, next to Natalie Portman's amazing performance. Natalie Portman is the talk of town when you come out of this movie. Her emotional barrier is there throughout the film, and it is opened just as many times as it needs to be open to connect a character with the audience. You can point out about 5 scenes where this woman displays how much she deserves a nomination. The dialogue is great, the characters are great, the scenes are set up very well. This is a very emotional and different interview from what you used to see. It's a very well done tribute to the First Lady Jackie Kennedy. I wish I could have seen a little more flair and standoutish elements from the director, but still, this is an enjoyable movie, and I will say that Jackie is a martini. It is a good time, anytime. What did you think of Jackie, my beautiful geekies? Have you seen it? Have you not? Let me know what is your favorite Natalie Portman movie in the comments below. Not necessarily the best performance, but your favorite movie where she is in. Also, don't forget to check out my Star Wars title reveal, The Last Jedi thoughts and speculations video. That is already on the channel, and a Q&A. And of course, don't forget to like this video and share with the beautiful geekies. Tell them to come join the beautiful geeky community by clicking subscribe and the bell, and we can be geeky united. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the freaking best. I love you all. Stay beautiful, stay geeky, shit!